Part 33, Chapter 65. The explosion punched its way from oil barrel to oil barrel, building in fury as it rolled forward. The blast blew the metal drums up and ahead, like bottle rockets, and several of them landed on the rearmost boxcars. The old wooden cars caught fire, and the blaze quickly spread towards the engine. Oil from a crashing drum coated the locomotive and ran towards the tank of diesel fuel slung beneath it, between the forward and rear truck frames. The oil bubbled and caught fire. Moments later, the tank exploded, kicking the locomotive up, splitting it in two, and dropping each half on opposite sides of the track. The boxcar behind it was ripped apart, wooden slats and splinters flying in all directions, but the two blazing cars behind it remained on the track. When the engine exploded, the boxcars stopped, then began rolling backwards down the track. Chapter 66. Smoke from the still burning flat car filled the bomb car, though Deakins seemed oblivious to it, as he had been to the explosion itself. Hale knew his partner. Nothing existed for Deakins now, nothing except Hale's destruction. They were circling slowly, still staring at each other over their fists. Deakins jabbed with his right hand, and Hale jerked his head away back, causing Deakins to miss with a left hook. "Nice move," Deakins said. "Thought you'd go left and I'd clock you." Hale said nothing. He didn't want to do anything to break his concentration. "It's different without gloves, isn't it, sport?" Deakins said. "Modern boxing is such a pussy sport. All that counts is scoring points. Well, pard, this isn't about scoring points. It's about this." Deakins faked with a right. Not wanting to repeat the move he'd just made, Hale went left. Obviously anticipating that, Deakins jabbed with his left and caught Hale on the chin, snapping his head back violently. "You're bleeding," Deakins said. "Good. Did you know that in the old fights, in the 1800s, there'd be so much blood that guys would slip and fall?" Deakins caught Hale with a strong left uppercut that opened a gash along his jaw and on Deakins' middle knuckle. Hale staggered back several steps. Deakins remained where he was, on the other side of the remote control. Shaking his head to clear it, Hale came back to Deakins and raised his fists. His ears were ringing, and the left side of his jaw stung, but he was still alert. Alert enough to know that there were 2 minutes, 5 seconds left on the timer. Deakins smiled wickedly. "Let's see if we can't get a little more of the red stuff running out of you, okay? You ready?" Deakins faked with a right uppercut and jabbed left. Hale blocked it with his right and jabbed a hard left into Deakins' chest. Deakins turned sideways to the right and the blow missed him. "Nice try," he said, "and good thinking. You break a rib and you put a guy out of commission. Problem is, you have to land the blow for it to be effective." Deakins began to dance as he circled the remote control. "Used to be, every fight went to a knockout," he said. "But too many fighters got hurt. You know what happens when you get knocked out? Your brain slaps the side of your skull." He drove his fist into an open palm. Wham! Lights out. Deakins moved in slightly. "Here," he said. "I'll let you see what it feels like." Deakins stepped towards Hale with his right foot, drawing out a left hook. He jerked back to avoid it, then moved in with a left uppercut. But Hale saw it coming, ducked to his left, and while Deakins' left side was exposed, he hit him in the belly with a left-right-left combination. Deakins doubled over, and Hale hit him with a right uppercut that started from somewhere around his knees. The blow stood Deakins upright and sent him stumbling back, arms pinwheeling. "Does it feel a little like that?" Hale asked. Deakins didn't answer. Before he recovered, Hale stepped over the remote and hit him with a right uppercut that dropped him to the floor. When Deakins went down, Hale spun and scooped up the controller. He quickly examined the device as he walked towards the bomb. The far side of the car had begun to burn, providing what little illumination there was. Sweat from his brow dripped onto the remote as he began punching in the code. Hale stopped when he heard the click behind him. The reloaded rifle discharged, and he dove to the ground, twisting awkwardly as he fell so as not to land on the remote. The shell punched a hole in the wall where Hale's head would have been. "Ha! The Challenger takes a dive," Deakins said through bloody lips. He leaned against a crate of clucking chickens as he peered through the smoke. "The crowd roars its disapproval. Feathers fly." The Major spit out a tooth, tucked the rifle against his shoulder, and fired again. Hale rolled to the side, towards the bomb, as the bullet dug a fist-sized hole in the floor. He rolled behind the bomb, crouched, and continued inputting the code. Behind him was a rising wall of flame. 9, 6, £. Deakins smiled weakly as he approached the bomb. "Now you're in the corner," he said. "On the ropes. Pretty dumb move, Hale." 7 star. Deakins was standing beneath the open hatch, less than 2 yards from the bomb. He raised the rifle. 8 seconds on the clock, he said. 7 seconds. 6. Not a lot of time. Hale knew that and strained to see the numbers in the dark corner. 1. Enter. That was the code. Then he entered what Deakins told him and hoped the bastard hadn't been lying. Cancel. Enter. The bomb beeped. Hale took a quick look on the keypad. The numbers were frozen with 2 seconds left. Deakins snickered. "You did it! But big effing deal. I'm gonna blow your goddamn heart out and then restart the—" "Like hell you are!" came the voice from above. The men looked up as Terry dropped through the hatch, landed beside Deakins, and knocked him against the rear wall with a jiu-jitsu kick. "You are one cocky-ass pain," she hissed. Hale came from behind the bomb. Terry was already running to the side door. "Come on!" she cried as she pulled it open. Hale stopped and glanced at Deakins, who was struggling to get up. Terry jumped back and grabbed Hale's hand. "There isn't time!" she yelled, tugging him forward. "The other boxcars!" Even as she spoke, the car was filled with the deafening crash of the 2 back-rolling boxcars as they plowed into the flat car. The bomb itself rocked violently, then seemed to move up, back, and over at the same time as the flat car rammed into it. Deakins was tossed into a corner of the spinning car. Hale was still looking back as he and Terry leaped from the door. Deakins was looking at him as well. There was no concession in his eyes, no remorse, only defiance as the collision sent the bomb snapping back like a piston. The tapered end slammed into Deakins' chest and kept going, pushing him through the wall and onto the flat car behind. Hale saw no more. He was looking ahead now, and for a moment he felt weightless as he flew through the air beside Terry. Then they hit the rocky slope and rolled over and over, sideways and backward, until they hit a patch of prickle bushes some 30 feet below. Though it hurt to hit the spiny thorns, it felt good to stop, not to have rocks poking them through flesh and bone. As smoke and charred debris poured down on them, Hale looked to his left. He saw Terry leaning on her forearms, face down, spitting out dirt. "You okay?" he said. She looked at him. Her cheeks and chin were charcoal black, her hair tangled among thorns. Her left pants leg was shredded from the knee down, and her shin was bleeding. "Great," she said. "But next time, how about just dinner and a movie?" Hale reached out and took Terry's hand, then lay back and listened to the crackle of flames, the distant beat of the helicopter, the silence of the dead train. He thought about Deakins and still couldn't believe what had happened. His friend, his co-pilot, the man he had trusted most, had betrayed him, had betrayed his country. What could he believe in after this? Hale's dour reflections ended when he saw a singed $20 bill fluttering towards him. He rose and helped Terry extricate herself from the bush. Then he snatched the money before it could hit the ground and tucked it into his breast pocket. Awful feelings aside, Hale knew he'd earned this one. The chopper had been circling the wreck, and now it made a pass over Hale and Terry. Hale waved to them, and Captain Chan waved back. He indicated that he would land on a flat stretch up ahead. Terry made a face. "First, they almost knock us off the train," she said. "Then they try to blow us up. I think maybe we should walk home." Hale rubbed his thumb across the dirt on her chin. Then he held her cheeks in his hands. "I've had survival training. Maybe we ought to camp out here for a few days." "I think I'd be safer in the chopper." "Probably," Hale admitted. "I also think you should get all your cuts and bruises tended to," Terry said. "Besides, we've never even been properly introduced." Hale smiled and drew his shoulders erect. He extended his hand. "Riley Hale," he said. She shook his hand. "Terry Carmichael, pleased to meet you." Hale held onto her hand as they turned and began walking towards the helicopter. "Just out of curiosity," he said, "what kind of food do you like?" "Sushi," she said. "I like it so much I'm learning Japanese. You?" "I like my fish cooked, blackened, Cajun style." "Ugh," she said. "What about movies?" "Action," he said, "especially Hong Kong, Ringo Lam, Ronnie Yu, those guys." "British," she countered. "Lots of meaty dialogue." "Right," he said. "And let me guess, you only watch PBS on TV." "No." "Thank God," he said. "When I have free time, I read." Hale frowned. "I don't suppose Clancy—" "The Brontes," she said. "Austen." "You care for 60s rock?" Hale asked, his spirits sinking. "Classical." "Beaches?" "Museums." "Sex?" he said hopefully. She looked at him. "Yeah," she replied. "A whole lot." "You mean you like it a lot, or you like a lot of it?" "Both," she said. Hale hugged her around the waist and smiled broadly. "So, who'd have time for all that other stuff?" he teased as Giles came running towards them and Wilkins gave them a thumbs up from the chopper. And Hale realized that, with any luck, he'd have something very special to believe in.